Could anyone stop Lorena Wiebes in the pancake flat sprints in 2025? Charlotte Kool has done it before in this very race, in fact, twice. The Dubai Harbour Sprint pancake flat, they're in the city most of the time. They do go out to the desert for a bit. Some familiar faces back in the peloton. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, her first race with Visma Lisa bike. We've also got Balsamo here. Veenhoven, Sophie van Rooyen's now on the UAE team. Longoborghini's on the UAE team, who's won this race overall before. But the breakaway went. There was a little bit of nervousness as they got into the desert area, but you can see what's alongside the road. A lot of trees, so a lot of cover. There was predicted a little bit of wind, and at 56 k's to go, there was a turnaround where they're in about cross headwind at the moment, where you can see EF getting into position. And even UAE, they were doing a lead out into this dangerous section, which is up here. They turn around and then it becomes cross tailwind. The issue is, as you can see, look at all that tree protection on the side of the road, which is actually quite unusual. So it might be a little bit different for the stage tomorrow. But regardless, if there's a 2% chance that there might be a split or something, everyone else is going to sprint for that corner, and UAE get through first. Longoborghini in good position. They promptly get out of the corner, and then absolutely nothing happens. Everyone gets off the front. They're like, oh, well, why do we do all that? Why do we just take about 2 minutes out of the gap to the breakaway for nothing? And so, I mean, teams press on a little bit. You can see, riders going to the gutter at the back, but too much protection. Wind's not strong enough. No one's really looking like there's any danger of splits. But there was danger in the back of the peloton. Here you see, don't know what team it is, the orange team, so many orange. They looking over her left-hand shoulder. She then has the rider in front of her, the Jayco rider, cross a little bit, moved a little bit. She gets surprised. And then the rider, her teammate behind her, brakes maybe too aggressively, and then the domino or concertina effect means it ricochets throughout the peloton. Paternoster then has to emergency brake behind Alison Jackson as she goes down really hard. Maybe she grabbed too much front brake, or she just couldn't avoid it. She gets, I think, has to go into concussion protocol. Huge crash. I think Garcia may be down. A lot, 20, 30 riders down. Also in the crosswind section. So, yeah, there weren't echelons, but just with a bit of nervousness, a change of direction, a bit of wind, crash, all of a sudden, these stages, they're not GC stages, but you can lose your GC on these stages, and we'll see how Mavi Garcia holds up. She was really, really good in this race last year, one of the strongest riders on Jebel Hafit, which is on stage 3, but everyone comes back, the peloton waits, it went down to 1:20, the gap to the breakaway, and that's allowed to go back out to the best part of 3 minutes after this with 48 k's to go. And so the breakaway lives to fight another day. SD Works, though, pro time, they're controlling for European champion, best sprinter in the world, Lorena Wiebes. A Picnic Post NL also giving them a bit of assistance for Charlotte Kool. Balsamo here. And yeah, a good sprinters field. Probably the best sprinters field we'll just about see in the women's cycling this year, outside of maybe the Tour de France in July. 2.7 k's to go. The fight begins. Breakaway's reeled in. This is all about a corner at 700 meters to go. It's a sweeping, fast corner. You want to be about P8, P7 with a lead out in front of you through that corner. And you see SD Works here. They're middle. They got no exit. 2 k's to go. We're about a K and a half from that corner, but they don't panic. They got Wiebes quite deep, Visma Lisa biker on the right-hand side, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, actually the second last woman for Veenhoven. It's Verdanza who's doing the lead-out, but Ferrand-Prévot getting in the mix, doing the lead-out, and here you see SD Works find the exit. Find the exit on UAE, who are bringing up Van Rooyen, but they also have Lara Gillespie, who's a really interesting sprint or classic sprinter prospect. She was on the Devo team last year. And SD Works have got a stacked train. They got Guarishi, but they also just signed Martelak. And Martelak, she's a good sprinter in her own right. And they get through this corner in perfect position. 2 women in front of Wiebes, P8 on the fast outside line, going to the left-hand barrier. And basically Charlotte Kool and Veenhoven from that corner, it was all over because they were on the outside line. SD Works slide through on the UAE train where you see Wiebes is, and at 60, 65 k's an hour, you're not going to be able to bring yourself up many positions, even if you do have... With SD, look at the lead up they're doing. How are you going to move up from this? Wiebes has got the box C, or the perfect position. She's got the last woman now, and this is when Charlotte Kool is jumping. You'll see it better in the extended overhead, but you'll wonder how Wiebes wins so easily. It's not just because she's the best sprinter in the world, but the level between her and Cole in a side-by-side equal sprint with 10 seconds to go, it's not as big as you think. That's why Cole has beaten her in big races, including the Tour de France. But when you see here, Wiebes P3, she's got Lach and Gorishi absolutely launching her. You know, Van Hoven and Cole are coming from P9 with 500 meters to go. Fidanza does an unbelievably good lead out to save Van Hoven's sprint. Cole's launching here. She's launching 6-7 seconds before Wiebes. Wiebes, you can see, she's almost soft pedaling or freewheeling as she overlaps, and then she launches about 7 seconds later, while Cole is already sprinting to the open side in the wind for that entire time. And Wiebes, when she opens, she looks to her right and says, "All right, time to light the afterburners," and that's all she wrote. So dominant win for Wiebes, but more importantly, wow, what a lead out from SD Works with Lach being introduced to the lead out. It just looks even better than before. Wiebes says, that's right, 1 from 1 ahead of Cole and Van Hoven, a Dutch 1-2-3. Then Mia Griffin, a nice result, 4th. Barbieri, Verhulst, Van Rooyen, Fiorin, Gillespie, and Schweinberger. Here's what Wiebes had to say after the stage.
How's the feeling after the winter break to realize that you are still the best sprinter?
Yeah, that feeling is actually really good. I think it was really a fair sprint. We were both fully in the wind, and I'm happy that my sprint is still on a high level, but there are still 2 stages to come. So I need to keep going on.
What's your analysis of today's sprint?
I think the team did a really good job to put us in position. It was chaotic as expected, but we went good into the last corner. And then Marta and Barbara did a really good job to do the lead out and to drop me off at a good point. And I needed, Charlotte came with speed from the back. So first I had to catch a bit back, and then I felt strong all to the finish.
But tomorrow's the Almirfa stage, usually big crosswinds there in the past, both in the men and women's race. Van der Poel's won in that finish before. Could be a sprint, could be echelons, should be an exciting stage. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you then. Ciao.